You might have heard this thing since your childhood that you should study hard, you should get educated, you should get higher education for yourself. You should be a person of knowledge. You should be a person of wisdom. So from the very childhood only, this term of knowledge might be appearing in your life, and this thing should be getting infiltrated in your mindset that you have to study, you have to study, you have to study, you have to get good marks in the school, you have to get higher and higher education, higher degrees, higher level of intellects. And and I, being a teacher, I sometimes look at my students and I see in their face that they look like they're not sitting in a school, they're sitting in a jail, they're sitting in a prison, being forced to come to school, and now they have to sit for hours in front of a blackboard with words they are not able to understand or interpret, with equations they don't understand, with literature they don't care about, and all of these things. And sometimes I look at my children and I see in their faces that I look at that they are forced to come to school. They're being forced to study. They don't like to study, and that's a common thing between in children, that the children are getting forced to study. They don't want to study. They don't want to learn. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to uh, be in an environment which is boring, which is not playful. So why are humans forced to study? I mean, why should a human study in the first place? Why should a human learn new knowledge? Why should a human acquire new skills? Why should a human get higher education? Why should a human be a person of intellect? Why should humans should reflect on things? Why should humans exhaust themselves and put efforts towards this part of life? Why? I think that why is not clear to many of us and to our children also. That's why they don't want to study. They are studying because they are forced to study. They'll get beat up if they don't study, if they don't get good marks in the school, if they don't get good grades in the school. But they don't want to study themselves. And you'll notice that the children who want to study themselves, the one or two in the entire class, are the one who rank the highest. The rest of them, they're average. The children who want to study themselves, they don't require uh, they don't require to hire a private tutor. They don't require uh, some fancy stuffs to study. No, just give them a book and they'll study. This raises a question that why should humans study? Why study? Why learn? Why acquire knowledge? Why pursue higher education? Why? Is it to make money? Well, that's not a really good rationale for education, because The people, there are millions of people out there who haven't been through college, and they are driving fancy cars and living in fancy neighborhoods. I mean, after this, this thing of online business has started so much. You'll see on the YouTube these new teenagers who brag themselves that I haven't been to college and here is my net worth, or these many millions I've made this year. While my fellow friends who are going to college, they don't even have a job right now. You see that. So this rationale that you should study because so that you can earn money is not a good rationale. Knowledge is separate from money. Then why should a person study? If money, one of the biggest motivation for a person to do things, is not really motivation for knowledge, then what is? Let's talk about the creation of human first, because in order to uh, know about the things correctly, you have to go to the roots. So let's dig into the roots of our humans. Why were humans created in the first place? Well, humans were created in the first place to be the representative of Allah on this planet. To be the representative of Allah on this planet, to establish the deen of Allah on this planet, to establish the will of Allah on this planet, to make sure that justice is established on this planet, to make sure that this planet is running in a proper order. This was the purpose of the creation of human being. Why did Allah created human? Allah created humans because He wanted them to be His representative on this planet we call Earth. And these humans were supposed to establish the will of Allah on this planet, making sure that justice is established, everything is working in proper order as Allah wants it to work. And doing all of this for Allah. So it turns into worship, and that's the very purpose of the creation of mankind. Allah says in the Quran, I haven't created jinn and mankind except to worship me. What does worship means? Worship means to obey Allah. You should be obedient to Allah. You should follow the orders Allah gave you. You should follow the instructions Allah gave you. So this was the purpose of mankind. Okay. Now, the angels, when Allah showed Adam alayhi salam to the angels. The angels asked Allah, Allah, why will you create someone who is going to cause corruption and shed blood on earth? Will you make him as a representative of yours? So Allah told the angels, Allah showed the angels that this human I have created, this Adam alayhi salam I have created, he's possessed something which you don't. What does he possess? He possesses knowledge. He possesses the ability to learn, the ability to think, the ability to ponder, the ability to reflect, the ability to pass knowledge, the ability to acquire knowledge. He possesses knowledge. That's why he will be my representative on earth. Because on earth, humans won't have direct connection to me, to God, to Allah. No. Yes, they will get the guidance from Allah, but if humans don't have intellect, how are they going to interpret the guidance of Allah? We have to be a creature of intellects, the people who think, the people who possess knowledge, in order to establish the will of Allah, in order to live a life and make sure this planet is running by the orders of Allah in accordance with the guidance Allah has given us. And Allah keeps sending those guidance through prophets, alayhi salatu wassalam, as his books. Allah sent the Zabur, Allah sent the Bible, Allah sent the Torah, Allah sent the Quran for the guidance of humans. Okay. So, but why did Allah chose Adam alayhi salam to be his representative? Because he possessed knowledge. What should, I mean, humans, as we all know, or if you might not know, humans, we all were already present in the presence of Allah before this life. Okay? And humans are supposed to be the representative of Allah. If you want someone to be your representative, you want them to be like you. You want someone who is like you, who possess the qualities you have, who possess the way of thinking you have, who possess the quality, the way they talk, the way they do things, the way they make decisions. You'll choose that person to be as your representative. Allah chose humans to be his representative on earth. The humans are supposed to represent Allah. So, who Allah is? How should humans represent Allah on this planet? Who Allah is? We learn in the Quran, Allah is the one who is the most merciful. Allah is the one who is the most forgiving. Allah is the one who is the most loving. Allah is the one who is the most caring. Allah is the one who is the most providing. Allah is the one who is the most protecting. Allah is the one who is the most guiding. Allah is the one who is the most listening. Allah is the one who is the most seeing. Allah is the one who is the most hearing. Allah is the one who is the best of those who respond. Allah is the one who is the best of those who hears. Allah is the one who is the best. All these attributes Allah has. The greatness of Allah, the purity of Allah, the grandeur of Allah. You'll notice that humans also possess some essence of that. Are humans merciful? Yes, they are. Are humans forgiving? Yes, they are. Are humans forbearing? Yes, they are. Are humans caring? Yes, they are. Are they protective? Yes, they are. Do they guide people? Yes, they do. Do they love people? Yes, they do. Do they get angry? Yes, they do. Do they punish humans? Yes, they do. So, all these attributes which Allah has, humans have some essence of them. What are we supposed to do on this planet? We are supposed to represent Allah. The most repeated or celebrated name of Allah in the Quran, Ar-Rahman, 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 the most merciful, the all merciful, the one who is so loving, so caring, so protective, the one who loves, the one who forgives. I mean, Mercy, this English translation of the word Ar-Rahman, is not a correct translation because English is a different language and Arabic is a different language. Mercy in itself means that you were going to punish someone, but you chose to forgive. So that's mercy. But Ar-Rahman doesn't mean mercy. Ar-Rahman means the word Raham comes from the belly of a mother. Belly of a mother. When a mother has a child in her belly, what does that mother do? She takes care of the child. She makes sure that the child she embraces the child in her body. She makes sure that the child doesn't get hurt. She makes sure that the child keeps getting food. She makes sure that the child is being fed and nourished and cherished and protected. That's what a mother do when she has a child in her belly, while the child doesn't even know he's being taken care of, he's being protected, he's being fed, he is being cherished, nourished, everything. The word rahman comes from the belly of a mother, which is called raham. Just like a mother protects the child in her belly, Allah is way beyond any analogy, but Allah is Ar Rahman, the one who protects, the one who feeds, the one who cherishes, the one who nourishes, the one who protects, God, guide. That's who Ar Rahman is. And we humans are supposed to represent that on this planet. We are supposed to be merciful to others. We are supposed to be caring. We are supposed to be loving. We are supposed to be forgiving. We are supposed to be compassionate. We're supposed to be all, we're supposed to be good. We're supposed to be someone who loves, who doesn't hate, who's compassionate, who doesn't kill. Humans aren't supposed to become dictators or tyrants or killers or criminals or murderers or rapists. No. They're supposed to be the one who are protective, the one who take care, the one who loves, the one who preserves, the one who protects, the one who provides. That's what humans are. Bringing my attention to how I started this video. Why should we acquire knowledge? We're supposed to acquire knowledge so that we can be a good representative of Allah on this planet. By being a representative of Allah, we have to be caring, loving, forgiving. We have to represent the attributes of Allah in our lifestyle, in however way we can. In however way we can. Why we should study? Why we should acquire knowledge? Because that's the thing which will help you to become a good representative of Allah. If you don't have knowledge, if you don't have correct knowledge, you won't be able to live by the guidance of Allah. You won't be able to benefit people. You won't be able to do that. Go, learn the book of Allah. Go, pursue medical science, pursue mathematics, pursue engineering, become a scientist, a doctor. There are millions of roles out there for humans. Go, master that field. And after you have acquired the knowledge, after you have become a doctor, an engineer, a scientist, a teacher, whatever, then you don't become a tyrant after acquiring a knowledge. No, You be a representative of Allah after acquiring that knowledge. You help people with that knowledge you have. You benefit people with that knowledge you have. You don't just use that knowledge to make money. You don't become a doctor just to earn money. If you want to earn money, go into the finance. Why did you choose to become a doctor? If you want to earn money, why did you choose to become an engineer, a scientist, a nurse? Why did you choose to open in a hospital? You should have been into the finance industry. That's the industry to make money, and there's nothing wrong in making money. But but making medical science a means to earn money, is that a good thing? I mean, people can't get uh, proper surgeries or proper medical care just because hospitals and medical bills are so expensive. People can't afford this. Does medical care has to be that expensive? No. But why is medical care so expensive? Because now it has turned into a business. Why has education become so expensive? It's a business. So be a doctor. There's nothing wrong in earning money. I'm not saying humans shouldn't be earning money. No, earn money. Go explore. Go discover new things. Make money. Make billions. Make trillions of dollars. Go do that. But do that in a right way. Like I said, we have to be the representative of Allah on this planet. Someone is sick and you are using his sickness to take out as much money as you can out of him. Is that merciful? Is that compassionate? Is that loving? Is that being a representative of Allah on this planet, or is that just being a greedy person who just want to rob people out of their money just because that person has acquired some medical science, medical knowledge? This is the why we should we should make ourselves clear with, and we should teach our children that why should we acquiring knowledge. Why should we acquiring knowledge? So that we can be a good representative of Allah on this planet. Because if we don't have proper knowledge, we cannot act upon the guidance Allah has given us. We cannot benefit people. We cannot help people. How can we? Why should we acquire knowledge? So that we can understand the guidance Allah has given us. Then acquire the knowledge, whatever knowledge, medical, scientific, engineering, mathematics, social science, sociology, psychology. There are millions of roles out there. Go master those roles. And then when you have acquired the knowledge, then represent the attributes of Allah through that knowledge. Be a doctor. Be a doctor who is merciful towards his patient, who is loving towards his patient. Be an engineer who really cares about his clients. Be be a teacher who's really compassionate towards his students. Be a businessman who is ethical in making money. I shouldn't have done this. I'm sorry. Sorry. Be a businessman who is ethical, because money could be earned by killing people, by murdering people, by raping women, by doing sex trafficking. Money could be earned by those ways. And it is being done. It is being done right now. I mean, while I'm recording this, just imagine while I'm recording this video, how many girls will be getting raped right now? How many children would be stuffed in child trafficking right now? Somewhere somewhere in dungeons waiting for them to be sold out there. How many girls would have been kidnapped right now to be sold into some other country to spend their entire life and then be killed in a sex industry. How many young boys would have been separated from their family to become a slaves and work their entire life until they are old, and then they are killed because they are not worth anything now. All of this is happening. All of this is happening. So whatever field you chose for yourself, show the attributes of Allah through that knowledge when benefiting people. Show the attributes of Allah. Be a representative of Allah on this planet. Don't be just a doctor. Be a good doctor. Don't be a just an engineer. Be a good engineer. Don't be just a teacher. Be a good teacher. And if you have ac- and if you have gone for some role in the administration, very well. Make sure that justice is established. Represent the attributes of Allah. Allah is the most just. Establish justice in this planet. Spend your entire life fighting corruption and ending corruption and helping people who are oppressed, who are stuck, who are in pain, who are suffering. Go do that. Make sure that this world is running in proper order. Stop all this chaos that's happening, all these wars that are going place. Make sure that wars don't happen, that people don't get killed. And when I say people, I mean people. I don't just mean Muslims. I mean people. Take care of humanity. Take care of humanity. That's the purpose of acquiring knowledge. The, the purpose of acquiring knowledge is to be a good representative of Allah, to benefit people for Allah, to establish the will of Allah on this planet. That's why we acquire knowledge. We don't acquire knowledge just to make money. No, that's not the primary uh, purpose of acquiring knowledge. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one, inshallah.